Here's how I make alkaline noodles, chewy and bouncy for hot or cold dishes. Use the strongest white flour you can find. Add salt. You'll also need lye water, which is a potassium carbonate solution. Mix that with the water before adding it to your flour. Add in the water bit by bit, stirring in between. You want to get the flour hydrated as evenly as possible. It will have quite a dry, crumbly texture, but don't be tempted to add more water. Work in the water with your hands until there are barely any dry spots left. Now let the dough rest for half an hour. The flour will have soaked up more of the water and it will be easier to handle. Set up your pasta machine, preferably an electric one. Leave it on the thickest setting for the entire process. Start feeding through chunks of your dough. We're essentially using the pasta machine to help us knead and build the gluten structure. The dough should become smoother and more developed with every round. Keep on feeding through the sheets while also gathering and incorporating the crumbs. When the single pieces get easier to handle, start sticking them together. You'll want to have everything in one piece for a more even result. It might take a few rounds of sheeting before you've achieved this. Make sure to let your machine cool down if it overheats. You'll see how it becomes noticeably smoother. Once you have all your dough in one single sheet, fold it over lengthwise and feed it through the machine again. Repeat this at least 5 times. This will ensure you have a really strong dough with the gluten strands all facing the same direction. With every fold there should be less and less lines visible. It doesn't matter if the edges are a little frayed out. It's okay to take breaks in between so long as you cover your dough. It will run through smoother after each turn. After around 5 or 6 turns, the dough will be extremely smooth and strong. There should be barely any visible lines left. At this point you can go over to portioning it out. Dust your working surface generously with cornstarch. Cut your dough into lengths. These will be slightly shorter than the noodles will be. Dust each layer with a generous amount of cornstarch. Now attach the pasta cut and start feeding through every sheet. Use as much cornstarch as you need while doing this. It will keep the noodles separated better than if you were to use regular flour. Keep going until you've cut all the noodles. What you don't need right away can be stored in containers for up to 2 weeks. They will get snappier and chewier over time. The noodles can be cooked in lightly salted water for 1 to 2 minutes depending on how hard you like them. I recommend cooking them shorter when served hot and slightly longer when served cold.